Alright, now we're doing 7Q. Count up the points for the Seven Wonders board game. Easy version. This is by Codewars, and 92% of the people like it. So the Seven Wonders is, Seven Wonders is a board game that consists of building our city, gathering resources, and fighting our neighbors. One part of the game is also to research science in order to gain points at the end of the game. There are 3 types of science glyphs that we can gather: compasses, gears, and tablets. The way points are added up works as described here. So step 1, each distinct set of 3 different glyphs is worth 7 points. So 1 compass, 1 gear, 1 tablet is worth 7. 2 compass, 1 gear, 1 tablet, still worth 7. Note that a distinct set of 3 glyphs means 1 compass, 1 gear, and 1 tablet, no more, no less. Alright? So step 2, the amount of each glyph we own is squared and then summed up. So 1 gear, 1 tablet, 1 compass, 1 gear, 1 tablet is 3 points. 2 compasses, 1 gear, 1 tablet is 4 because 2 squared plus 1, which is 6. Alright? And finally, the total science points is equal to the sum of the 2 steps. So we're just going to add step 1 and step 2 together. We will be given 3 inputs corresponding to the amount of each glyph that we have acquired in the game. Our task is to output the final score. We're going to take into account that we may have no glyphs at all. Awesome. So this one's pretty easy in my opinion. Really, all we have to do, we don't have to do any kind of real special stuff. We just have to do a Math.min on this stuff. If you don't know what Math.min is, it's a static method that returns the smallest of the numbers given as input parameters, or infinity if there are no parameters. So basically we just put some comma-separated values inside of a function that's Math.min, and it'll give us the minimum. And we're looking for the minimum because that's how many what are they called, sets there's going to be. Whatever the minimum number is, that's how many sets we have. So we're going to say Math.min, and then we're going to put compasses, gears, tablets, and then we're going to multiply that by 7. All right, and then for the next step, we're going to add the the sum of all of these squared. So basically we're just going to say compasses squared plus gears squared plus tablets squared. All right, and let's test this out. And it works. And attempt it. Oh, and there's no tricks. It works just like that. But you know, that was kind of fast. But the thing is, that's kind of not really, let's say, elegant. That's just like the most brute force way to do it. We can shorten this up just a little bit if we use destructuring syntax, destructuring assignment syntax on these arguments to start with. And if you don't know what destructuring assignment syntax is, it's a JavaScript expression that makes it possible to unpack values from arrays or properties from objects into distinct variables. This isn't really cool, but right down here, as you can see, if we have an array like this, we can just make it equal something that's like array. We can say, or a variable name of any sort. So basically we can just come over here and say array. But the thing is, that's not really going to work because at the same time we need to, let me show you real quick. Let me take this out of here and show you what's going on right now. So if we say console.log array, what's it going to look like? Nothing. It's going to look real stupid. It's going to be just 1 0 when it needs to be 3 zeros, right? So the reason for that is because we didn't properly use this, and to properly use the destructuring assignment syntax, we have to use spread syntax, which allows an iterable such as an array or string to be expanded in places where 0 or more arguments or elements are expected. All right. So right here, what we got to do is say ... array. Now let's test it out. And now we've got the 0, 0, and 0 for this one. Let's just take this out of here because it would be better to test this one down here as we go. So basically what we're going to do is it's pretty much the same thing, but just a little bit less typing. So we're going to say return, and then now that we've got this here, we're going to say Math.min, and then we're going to do ... array again, like that. Let's test this out. Let's do a console.log where we go. Console.log, Math.min array. Test that out. All right, now it's got 2, and the lowest in this one is 2, okay? And now we're going to add the other things to it, but instead of just adding one, array at 1 squared plus array at 2 squared plus array at 0 squared or whatever, what we're going to do is we're going to use this reduce method. And if you don't know about that, it's a method that executes a user supply reducer callback function on each element of the array in order passing in the return value from the calculation on the preceding element. The final result of running the reducer across all elements of the array is a single value. And the first time that the callback is run, there's no return value of the previous calculation, but if supplied, an initial value may be used in its place. And we will be using an initial value of 0. And the easiest to understand case for reduce is to return the sum of all elements in an array. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to use this syntax right here. We're going to say array.reduce, and then we're going to have the accumulator, which is every time we do a current value, we're going to add it to the accumulator, and then the current value is just the current element that we're on, and then we're also going to have the initial value of 0. All right, so let's go over here and do that. So we're going to say this plus array.reduce, and then we're going to have accumulator, current value, the arrow right here, and then we're going to say acc plus cur, and the cur we're going to square, and then we're going to have the initial value of 0. So it's going to be 0. The first time it goes through, it's going to be 0 plus it's going to be 0 as the acc plus cur, which is going to be 7 squared, which is 49, and then we're going to add, so now the acc is 49, and so we're going to add the cur, which is 2 squared, which is going to be 4, so 4 plus 49, which is 53, so now the acc is 53, and then the third time we're going to go is add another one, and whatever. What do you mean? What is this? What is this? What is this? Oh, times 7. I forgot to add the times 7 part of this. Anyway, whatever. Yeah, hopefully you get what I'm talking about. Let's test it out. All right, so we're going to get 59. No, that wasn't right. Oh, yeah, we have to multiply this by 7. Times 7 right here. Test it out. That's why the math wasn't working. All right, now it's 71. 71 looks good. Let's take out this console.log and trade it for a return. All right, take out this last parenthesis. Test it out. Looks good. Attempt it. Looks good. Submit it. All right, you can see basically here they did the same thing. They just changed it from they changed it to CGT instead of doing the what is it, destructuring assignment syntax like we did. This one pretty much did it like we did, pretty much exactly did it like we did. Yeah, this was, well, the first way I should say. This one was pretty much, oh, this one is us. And there we go, that's it. So let's go over to mine. Just me on this one, best practice in my opinion, very much like it, and we'll see you next time.